All right, guys, so I want to show you what I did today. So today I threaded my machine. So in terms of threading a sewing machine, what I learned from my sewing class is that you thread your sewing machine by threading your sewing machine at the top and then threading your sewing machine at the bottom, okay? So what you're going to do, first thing I learned in class was I learned how to wind a bobbin, okay? And if you don't know how to wind a bobbin on your machine, then you could always look up videos on YouTube for how to wind a bobbin. I recommend for you to go to a sewing class first before you really get started on your sewing machine because that's going to boost your confidence. It's going to help you feel like you know what you're doing. Okay. So I started off by winding my bobbin first. And then after I did that, then I threaded my machine by putting the bobbin into the bottom of this machine. And I used my sewing machine instructions from my sewing machine manual to thread the bottom of my machine. Okay. And I will say, give yourself some time, be patient with yourself, follow the instructions, don't skip anything. Make sure that you just take a breath. If you get frustrated, if you feel like you need a break, take a break. If you need help, then ask for help. Okay. In my sewing machine class that I had, I would say it helped me a ton. Every bit that I spent on the class was really worth it because it really helped me learn the basic things, winding a bobbin and then putting that bobbin into the bottom of the machine. Okay. And I learned countless other tips too, as well. Okay. So after I ended up putting the bobbin in here, according to my sewing machine's instructions, then what I did is I threaded the top of the machine. Okay. Now, threading the top of the machine is very different than threading the bottom of the machine. Okay. So when threading the top of your machine, okay, and my machine has it too, you're going to have guides on your machine, which are going to tell you what to do in terms of threading it. So you'll see numbers on your machine. So it has a 1 here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's going to be numbers. So there's a 2 here. There's a 3 here. Let's see. There's a 4 here. And then there's a 5 here. Okay. So what those are is those are your thread guides. Those are going to tell you how to thread the top of your machine. Okay. And so you have to follow them in order to make sure you thread your machine correctly. Okay. So I can't show you this right now because I will be one handling it and it'd be really incredibly hard for me to do that. However, what I want you guys to know is that, just pace yourself. And like I said, if you go to a sewing class, they will show you how to thread your machine. You shouldn't walk out the door without knowing how to wind a bobbin, how to thread the top and bottom of your machine. Okay, you should have countless tips on what you're doing. Okay. So, also in my sewing class, one thing I learned is how to make sure that I sew. A lot of these stickers that are on my machine here is where these stickers are what I received from my class, and I actually asked for them because these were on the sewing machines at my sewing class. So I wanted to make sure when I got home I had the same stickers. So you may be able to get the same stickers in your sewing class, maybe I don't know. So, lastly, what I want to do is show you guys some of the stitches that I did. So this is where basically, after threading my machine, I went ahead and started doing some stitching. So, one of the first stitches I did, I noticed that the upper tension on my machine was too tight. So I went ahead and adjusted it by reducing the tension on my machine, the upper tension. In order to reduce it, I have to just turn this dial down a stitch. So at first it was a tension of 4. I reduced it to a tension of 3. Okay. And that actually helps because now the tension at the top and the tension at the bottom look pretty good and stuff like that. Okay. So I think it looks pretty good. I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines of stitches so far. They're not perfect. They may look like they're gathering, but this fabric is very, very light compared to the thread. But these are my first few stitches on my machine. I'm very pleasantly surprised about what I was able to do by myself, thanks to the class that I had. So I just wanted to tell you guys a little bit about what I was able to do. And just encourage you and let you know you can do the same thing. And I encourage you guys to get into a sewing class so you can build those foundational skills and stuff so you can be confident in your sewing. All right, guys, thank you for watching and happy sewing. Bye bye.